Kwame, I pay a man paying the name is it. And that. And the yet among Africa.
No, tell the away do AOB Cranson.
Oh, a jet. Order appreciate Elmajan. Na Kwame, what the Arjun Pa? No, what the buy the one who bought a pro the Ghana for 2016. The waiting car. Why a B50 208 2008 2012 2012. In Ghana for some 2016. Share 1 year summer walking. I'm here. No, my Bible I can't what there. Domku Israel Dom Brea won here or J and coupon queen on number do on your trasa and it can come wood baby. No one referee ready. So rather than pong order. Or to be a bone and I hand the yebi. Na ya, there's a talk. Israel. A man who no question ni Kwame. Ye no yan ho da the 2016. Baby man no mine we kokodu. Abenya no ho, opanyina no da no. Yes ka sam totwe Kwame aginsema. Onya baby mfamfa ni timfama. Odukwa ka share. Oya Yadi na ska crabia kasa wofa na IMF what question won sam nya ga say nya wo do hwe eduma sam Kwame wo fa ho onyeye sa na ode oye tabon za to ni nyina do iye chiche eduma Kwame won form onyeye every now and then teachers picketing nurses picketing Kwame
na
ya fam papa at the hands of NDC President Mahama Abedo. That from papa. Ekufado Baumia ada wo botwe 2017 Kwame Shishia wo ye ehwe nurses are what they fail for 5-6 batches ogufe teachers are what they fail 5-6 batches your program for when na absorb when na Kwame ye ka say na even adatrefo kwa Kwame what I want to say no mu kwachi na setete that yin kura e kai abo na ya tete adatrefo na Kwame yentum yemfo wedum at the hands of President Mama NDC Ekufado ne hyehyɛ ba o miaka ho 2017 hyehyɛ wo ye ni nyina to take all these Ghanaians who had been trained with the taxpayers' money. Growing at an average rate of 6.5 to 7%. Kwame, there. This was and this is a performing duo. A Juma Warrior in 2020. Ghana Funina Adjonoko signed to Aba with a difference over 500,000. I mean, it's not an easy thing if anybody wants to downgrade that in the first leap you had over close to 1 million and you dropped to the second term on the phone, and for him to have garnered more than 500,000, it's not something that you can belittle it. What do you want to say the share? Onu me nebedechi ba omiensem. Na Kwame Mebo, while some of them I haven't lost track at all. While some in there, Parliament, or yes, Kasama, your swap for the Kwato by us at the Pierre Benny, Emma Pinchima Moko, my Parliament says, yes, Parliament in Pano. Parliament make a recall of the first Parliament, of the second Parliament joined by the MPP, the Kufados, the GHANAIAN, the Kofia Prakus. They take charge over the floor. Take charge over the floor.
Hakma Uswajima no Kwame.
in the parliament we have today. Parliament we have today. A man for us life. Akoto aba. Eyi anamdiafa. In the Kwame, the least thing they descend into anarchy and violence. A member of parliament Kwame Botuma Aswara. Now one fool akobe me speaker tonight. Kwame be me speaker oti. Akoto speaker negwa. And this country is muted over this matter. It's not been called out and shamed. Since our parliament is a place where it easily generates into anything. Members of parliament. There, you did not go there on the basis of wrong, but you went there that you could go and speak, make your point. The power of the brain. Our parliament today, since 7th January, what we witnessed, and they all came out and said that, oh, we are sorry for what you have done. We thought that they had learned some lessons out of what they did. It is even worse today. And then those who are the aggressors today are the NDC members of parliament. The least thing, they want to unleash violence. Go back to 1996 and see those who were there, whether that was their enterprise in parliament. And to Kwame, a good father, Barumia, and Shea, 1 year 2017. Now, Sir Eshe, Asama, President Mama, former President Mama, Oko, I am compo, Sir, for a virtual meeting there. Oh yeah, kasa okay. Na sasha ma orka for Ghana ho. Oh yeah, na economy. Then you ask. Oh yeah, okay yeah, a economic. Forgive me. For economic something. Kwame, just left me. I'll get it for you.
Me too.
Now, Kwame, essentially, his speech was about the impact of COVID on Africa and how Africa can build back better. How we can build, in spite of the ravaging effect of the COVID in the African continent. The challenges though posed by the COVID, how we could take the opportunities it offers to be able to build back Africa. Nankasa Kwame, and he made this speech, I think on the 1st or so of November. Kwame, Nankasa acknowledge the impact of the COVID. We have never seen its type, and that its recessive effect on the economy for the last 50 years, it's never been witnessed before. Nankasa, say anybody who would take the opportunity to read the speech, a full speech, Mama. Sorry. I think it was a program, Economic Congress or African Congress, something. I'm trying to get it. Also, African Economic Congress 2021. That's why he made that speech. When there, with Nigeria and other countries or so, or it is a body which I'm sure does this every year, taking a look at the economic situation in Africa and all of that. And I'm sure this was about the second or third time that he had been invited to participate. I would wish everybody would access it and then read. Oh yeah, November, I think November 1st or so. And Kwame, he was right in his observations. The things he said that COVID had done to the African economy and setting us back, and even adding on to the poverty situation, bringing as many below the poverty line. Okay, that means then he turns round. While this is applicable to the African continent in terms of evaluation of its economy, that it cannot be applicable to the Ghanaian economy. There's no doubt about it. A Juma 1 year between 2017 to 2018, the COVID has succeeded in consuming a major part of it. On the one mama, and I want to reckon and acknowledge the one mama system no mu I hot kaka. But Kwame, if you ever told me there was a certain alternative, and that alternative is in former President Mahama and NDC, my goodness, I would rather you send me to the bottomless pit of hell. Take me there. Because Kwame, I have confidence rather in this pair, in the capable hands of Akufo-Addo and Bawumia, to take us back, to bring us back on track. And we'll get there. This is just first year of the 4-year term. We will get there. It's my Mr. Ghana for Dodonia, Pimpima, what you mean there. In power, you be that often I baffle. Obia, why you be that no often I baffle. But Mobo was some 90 Mandama, or the two Gandama, Kasa. You simply could not sleep and get up and have the feeling that this could happen in Ghana. I could find about me what she said, and we can have time to count them one by one. And see, one man young Kodunya Jadi, a war, President Akufo-Addo, na Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia home. This economy will be brought back on track. Now, quite Makinian, Ononon Sasuna, Oman Payne, and she said each other. I figure, although they in this Casaman she said, Oya Kase, Nina, the policy statement. Budget is not only Kwame, Sikasama, Sika Manyan, Sika Maspano. On your Nuguti, a certain direction for certain major sectors. It is in the budget because the agencies will begin to put what they want to do in the ensuing year. They begin to put it together. And that is what crystallized into the ministry's forward march or the objective of the ministry. Then all the ministries put all of that together, and that is what we put monetary value upon it. How do we implement? So budget, if anybody thought that budget is just putting revenue points together and how we intend to spend that, then they are mistaken. It is more. And the policy statement only man paying regional do and she share when I feel away him. And the queen said there, over there, all the quarter Shebegum, son, I want what her name. Oh no, the I think 2 weeks in. And Uncle, Wednesday. It was a Wednesday.
2 weeks. Exactly.
That's right. Now, Kwame, I'll go to go. I'll go to go in. The Abayan Toye war parliament now for me there. Kwame said, when Yama was this custom to train Shishan Kokotugua. No, we now work him. Sana, it's a bulky document. And them are women dozen. And the members of parliament must have a clear understanding. Nasa will come once a man, we're 2 months a year, 1 hour to be do. No was I doing Chevy so about we're 2 months I gonna. No mudo, no babwa, we're 2 months. Yet obey so. It's 1 month now, Kashem. I think it was a 3-4 day program. And those were the points. My understanding will be there. Sir, yats the min the measa. No. A crowd may be engine to and a crowd may be so wadana and chair car. Why we all sit around the table. Hina, a man paying a double thing. Now soon, chair. Yes, see there in Chehe. One puts in Mukaka. He one pay in Kamukaka. He one ma uncle from Kaka. He Umbra Sokaka. Then we are working in the collective interest of the country. But even before the whole engagement, minority was already on the rooftop shouting that, look, we are not going to stand with the majority in approving this budget. Even before they went to war. The president has a clear mandate. Are we saying that we have sold our goat and yet holding on to it still? Ya ton ha ponchen so sira ya ni doma. Ya koto abeda mo man pain ya manutum there. Physical something share or man can code bibia wo nsem. He has the clear mandate. Even though it is not absolute. And see, say a member of parliament, you must first and foremost have it at the back of your mind. Then look, there is someone who has been entrusted with a clear mandate to manage the affairs of this country for the next 4 years. I must criticize, but I must not be an impediment. Because after all, if I did that, what would be the essence? Now saying that the Maria will kiss it to prove that because somehow there is a division in the House, in Parliament, that we are not going to use the division for a certain serious critique. We are going to use the division just to be a stumbling block. Then I'm afraid the rationale for that division, which the Ghanaian people gave us on 7 December, is completely undermined and defeated. Sir, 137 now was the man. Sir, minority won't win there. Yako, near the Kaya, Infinitimbia, war abandoned to share Nima. Now, Kwame, Abana Yako to him. Ghana food yadam decision not today you have to know the game you have to form or send the budget now on man paying that cotton. It is to do the things that will help the Ghanaian people to make a see progress. And see, I am for all the criticisms, I am for all the things that they do not agree on, I am for all the things that is in their own opinion, but there is a person who has that mandate. And once you have made your point clear, you must not continue to be a stumbling block. Because after all, you should leave it in the hands of the Ghanaian people that, what he brought has rather worsened our situation, and we have the power to make that decision when we get to the junction. And my minority warrior, there, one kasa, one press conference. What the 1-5 a major request there about? The request that one. You must find money to go and do ketu. When you are saying that you are not ready for us to pay more taxes or to pay taxes to support and to help, yet you are asking that the government must find money to go and do ketu. How will government find money if we do not?
Keta.
Ketu nkawa.
Or that environment, but the keta.
Keta is the main.
Yeah.
Okay. Keta. As we say, keta na hina yesu there. Oman paying about year 2019 owie e masira bi wona yima odo oyen what go with that rogue so what why a oyeska do de and that must happen and happen soon. I do not want to see another story in the next 1 year or in the next 6 months where this ravaging effect of the sea has happened again in Keta. Yamempangu. But on your man now me can oh yeah, and more do you too. It is about to my man. Oh yes, that was one request. Then you were talking about ACA. What's it? So July thereabout. Parliament year resolution be. Nemum okra parliament okra budget room. Nancy Samba. And you insisted there. The what is captured in the budget must be the one that is made in July. On my paying, or self no office Casamadon. Why share? Man, so what's the as I go there, all your GMPC. I'm sure that is the same.
That's
okay. Then the next point is e-levy. Kwame.
It looks as if CC the whole budget is about e-levy.
Yes.
But Kwame.
Yeah.
When I think that my bit on this matter, you remember when it was read the following week that I came here. Mekade, any time budget had been read, and what is Kasama say? More kind of it is the same source of revenue, i.e. those who have been officially captured, especially those of us who are on the former sector, our payroll. No child is the Yamushia, Ajuska. Nemum, and what informal sector, and what gum, and what crown, and what called by day, and what kokaya a juma. Somebody goes to work, Kwame, from morning till evening, and by the time he closes from work, Kwame don't get about 300, 400. Set them 400 if it's lucky, and it is an all-man's job. That's at the 400 by 30 Dubuma. Or Jessica Cratch, no beer, or classroom, and no beer, or hospital, or Kayajuma. And it will be or hospital, or Kayajuma, on what's on now. Oh, I'll quite Kaya the Majuma, and that it was some, and many of the miscan. Are you saying that you are special and therefore you cannot or you must not contribute to building our nation? No, and now I watch it. Kwame, they have been this innovative. The government itself in coming to office, Kwame, Juma Waye. The Uncle Ben there, Momo, na yadi Adama, my transfer. But Kwame, this government has come to add on and expanded the frontier of Momo, especially this whole electronic transaction. And it's yet to be Adam says Sarah. And as I told you, I want to repeat. The last time over 2 months ago, Vice President special aid, but within a quarter amount no what transfer through electronic transaction was over 80 billion. 80 billion Ghana cedis. And you yourself, you posed the question. It was natural that so this goes untaxed. Kwame, why should he now be? Kwamena Duncan. May your transfers.
I be my mind.
Kwame Sefakai, your transfers.
Maybe I'm on.
Maybe.
Kwabra Bonfe, Kabila, your transfers.
Mrampo as managing editor of the
exactly. Exactly. It's a Kwabra. Exactly. Oh, shall baby say exactly. Kwame, it's say ya the kakari to do. Na ekwana the by complain. You complain that the road must be done. Everybody in their community, they are all asking that their roads be done.
Obi se men can't there a account program.
Yeah, now man, we have a ship. Now, you were I say, I go school. I change.
Once we are tate, no. Once we are tate, just a quick correction. Jobo, you are right about Ketu.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Actually, Keta Sea Defense Project. President Rollins no fiase.
Okay.
President Kofo no be ye on hihye ni nyina no re. Inti Keta Sea Defense Project akasa we.
It's a project.
Okay.
We Amandi fu na wo ye. It was done by Amandi.
But
we all.
But more ye see no za samaban. Or ye, as you rightly mentioned, or a Ketu area stretching all the way to Aflao. Or hon wo friend Blekusu project here Blekusu.
That's right.
You sabu tell. Oh, cut
Marco. Oh,
information.
80. Why phase 1? Why phase 1? Phase 2 no babe. Into ono not the problem now ba. But mama tin there baby am things wonza kwhwi wo. There were be 8 kilometers be.
Okay.
Was a triado for the Blekusu phase 2. On a budget, so finance minister card there there's a 10 million for feasibility and engineering, not only for that area but for our coastline.
Okay.
Was Risha. Into you are right about Ketu. Yes, I just wanted to emphasize.
Oh yeah, the doma.
Now Kwame.
Oh, check.
Now Kwame.
So I Keta
na season management. What do you mean? Say we won go to awani.
Ebe wa so
so the auto sabi.
No,
to sabi mpo.
As in
Ekupupo wo ko to awon da.
Oh, was that?
No, niya oye bebu.
Kwame na twadi na we.
E wo me che. Iti Kwame. Say oh, concert actual what is
a concert here no my escape.
And the man what the two gwan. Kwame, abanye to one more. I say na supam. Ayen shisheni na. Ma wa kan there. Oh yeah, ye living. It is as if the position the minority is assuming. It's as if they have the mandate to govern this country. That is not true. It can never be that a government that has a mandate. Now, the Moses no minority back there. That is wrong. That indeed undermines the pillars of democracy. You must make your point known. You must do your criticism more than can be account. Now, bear it at the back of your mind. There. Obi wa what to abaman and he has to account. Now, some tema or so for better handed the mokan. Kwame, on ya to abu even on this matter. Man, there wasn't no one to share the boko at the committee level. And Nana Kumiasu Osidonida. over committee level Kwame what the ano share no be share cheda anu share abakodo e may eventually an acceptable figure you want to be that about near that juma because otherwise if you listen to what Haruna Idrisu is doing today Kwame go back to 2008 when venerable President Kufuor na ban Kwame what the communication tax said tema Haruna Idrisu mo kan I'm rounding up me see
communication service tax.
Yes. This is captured in the hands. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to contribute to the motion on the floor, and in doing so, reiterate to the opposition of the minority the tax regime, and in particular to refer to Mr. Speaker to page 4 of the committee's report, last paragraph, and with our indulgence, I quote, the minority members of the committee actively participated in the consideration of the bill. They have expressed their opposition in principle to the imposition of communication service tax because of its impact on tele-density and mobile penetration. Mr. Speaker, we are not convinced that the future implications of this tax regime would hold good for the telecom sector of our country. Indeed, best practices reference is made to Turkey and Uganda, where in Uganda there is a recent study carried out by Makerere University which strongly even recommended reducing the tax regime in order to allow them to have an increased mobile penetration, which is currently around 16%, far below that of Ghana. Kwame, if you go down, the very things they are saying today, the very things they are saying today, the same, that it will collapse the communication sector, it will collapse the penetration levels, the tele-density level will indeed be diminished, that people will no longer have the desire to want to access communication and to communicate.
So it's
the very
new.
things they said, Kwame, on the session I will repeat it, and rather surprisingly, Ghana for Kotu Abama Waban, it was a different ball game. It was a different story under NDC. It's Kwame, the man really there. Yes, Ghanaian people voted you into parliament. It was for you to criticize. It was for you to hold the government to account. Na Ghana for you man call parliament there. Monkaya Finsindia. The chinchi. Are we saying that you have the mandate over the people? That in 2020 when we went to the polls, you were the ones who the Ghanaian people said, look, come and manage affairs for and on our behalf. It is the Kufuor Baumia government. It is Mawaki Dara. Mangwaye Dara. It is now time for them to sit round the table. Now, Kwame, 1 year discussion, for the budget to have its approval because the minister has indicated. That's a question because if Parliament doesn't approve to give the authorization, what it means is that the whole government shuts down. What it means is that the medical doctor will not have his salary at the end of the month, just like any public sector worker.
Maybe sir Damasemi last week I'll ask again because Sasa Watakra did Zaba. Also, Chairman General, the harm has been done. We the MPP caused ourselves to have a hung parliament, else we'll not be where we are. Now the NDC has taken advantage of the situation and are making demands as if they are a ruling government. Their propaganda is gaining grounds. We need to have our heads up and make some concessions and look into 2024 with everyone on board, especially the grassroots. Sasa.
So I agree with Sasa. But now and here, or here and now, the issue is that the budget must have the approval so that this country can move on.
Kwamena Duncan.
Yo. A statement to be the synopsis.
Member in so to talk about that in Shabianco. Coming Musuban.
We will be 1 year on after 2020 election. Governing through violence, intolerance, and NDC recounts. Now COVID-19, another worried that Ghana could be hit with Omicron variant travel ban. We have become a soft target. Who is this softer target? I mean, Africa. I mean, Omicron variant unity. Na imitate ma. Na South Africa on a more facility or up to scratch. Now, who to me quickly, what to me identify. Not today. Apparently, yeah, very way you need to the Dakar or Europe. A South Africa reporting, our Israel, our Hong Kong, but unfortunately, yes, I think a few days later, other countries also joined on the spread. But open the South Africa, I had them. You show me where to them. The knee-jerk response, Peace FM, from the West, especially United Kingdom and America, was to impose a travel ban.
At least South Africa.
Now, when you are aware, others were also taking a cue. Mayatimi, on yada, wakaya obi kote ni tiripai. Says ya, oya, a corona virus ya 2019 o unity for China. Says ya akaya abwa anapa adibachi adanu why dam ema akaya wiade amanse na hasam kase na ekwebe na mude either be today you must find a certain target in the also na say whether it is intended to please your country people or a certain step be there. We are working to protect you and that will not allow any infection from outside. And who the rationale which drives this? What's that what I mean? Or ya some kasa or hold ma we are the na into social yana no a dry yebenya there or then tantama yade tabonde to binum ya mama one may hear chrome in your young co chrome on yaw no wotum what they share yarba out them. And the West tend to be so quick. Unfortunately, so if you want whole chrome there, I know we don't tend to have the power. Even if we had it, we don't invoke it. Nadaba can be a certain servant-master relationship. And see, South Africa President Bahama, a President Kufado, Okadaman. Many are going to make a so on another international issue. On your opportunity, cry warm the United Nations. Man, so come on, quickly. These countries that had taken that step decided to quickly recall. And see, Kasa, I think that the Pan-Africanist position, a man paying over, no smart, other some West Africa and the entire country as a whole. I think I commend him highly. The Bibinia, Mount Cabando, Yimpako, another or Mabi Konasam, or Kabe Mabakambara, or Kenya, to urge him on such advocacy on behalf of Africa. Now, come maybe
Arian.
Oh, baby.
Kwamena Arian.
In the maybe of the China, I the 1 year on NDC, what the statement to be? Na statement Asia, my worker will mean there a Kufado, a Tutresam, Basabasaya. Kwaya Ankamasam Peace FM. What can say? Pacho. Obimfa se telescope se ba do one from na mon hwede se NDC'S work at the massimi. Hey. What is it bia? Na aka ban there Kwame. Ma unwo bugana fu nyina de Ghana for the yancha na ye free the man na de ba wo gina do se ne mama man kan tinsa what is Ghana for afroba NDC violence hwe impa other one no odi hwanyim 2016 2020 Kwame yemi na nkasa na numa sam to the
adza wo fra na tutu asam basa ye yetumi ye mama fo hwe ho nkwa ono se party bi wo oman yima oya okita abodin krata a no ye NDC. No one can beat NDC when it comes to unleashing violence. Mama tells MPP. Then Kwame, Obia wo man pa baka no kwara bedi no kwara. Sareka pacha wo yinsa ho wo basa yam. Wo wu ho basa yam. Watete ho basa yam.
No, what to zina sa.
Say siara ni na sa anu na me yafi wa fashe mu ho. Ni na Kwame. It is on your diet, and you can see it in Parliament. Come, you can see it in Parliament. Shadwa Parliament. Mbeshebagwa Kwame is a coordinate arm of government. The mancha oya bu na yiza yadima Parliament. Mbeshebagwa bu na yize. And that's a I think it's a obesi Parliament bia akaya etutrasam basa ye. Na it is all NDC members of Parliament. Nina NDC members of Parliament. Oya party na oya mosquito ana general esedun kacha odanon. Onya kukudu into men chowe into men bakan show mine. The memory ya Parliament, even though ya yinsam ya wom tumudin tatsam wo basa yam na mo memory ya so o de imguase o de behe jana mosquito unya de mutumin ntro da mukata 1 year I don't about trofa ekufu adre aban I mean I think that it is clear oda clear etinye bia anyo the I Obia Obonu Safuhin do ye church elder Kwame wo kweka ye nhiem miwe wo ka ye nhiem ka ye nhiem fa popo o ye church elder there
church him that no have some asemzi
na Kwame na tell you a public matter
man can no public
I have not made any attempt here to discuss what is in court at all. My public issue, public matter, and American wasam. Or send them one shot was the cat idea, but there. Oh, yeah, a kufa na bay. I am Basabasaya, and to trust some.
No, man, no, it's
a 200 trouble, one about
Bazo.
The vibrations.
Yes.
The ebullient.
Yes.
The irrepressible.
Irrepressible now. Can you see ma? Wafana Kofi Kinata. I'm say we can go. Because Kwame Kwamna who had na Kwame them on the Kofi Kinata. So shared activity.
My point who can
shared activity. Kwame.
Yes sir.
Obi also ye elder, church elder. Okay, yen shem bopo. The oya so from paying for our mind, what shall I rubenzi waruba? Oya ahemfa kasa wo krom wo hye waruba. Oya electoral commission paying for what danu, when you from when you were there, etam go, nebi also, and one were there, one come on, obe chess one. No one will pay for mine. Today, a year after we went to the post, and this was all letter bar, and I was all Casabia bar. As my overcame there, or yet to trust them. Say you care to trust them, and one will grow home. No, what that's strong, no, what that bomb powder. Or I had that in Yidara, on you, a Kufuado, Baumia government. Kwame, I am telling you under the 4th Republican Democratic dispensation. Kufuayabi, no mum. The ada oyada kasa omama oman kwanyim ne mumba wonya asetena pa say ye kapa objectively no kwama Ekufuado Baumia government we champion.